About 30% of basic foodstuffs such as bread, mealie meal and sugar sold in informal retail shops are underweight, and investigation by the Consumer Protection Commission has established this. The probe, which covered shops in over 5 provinces, found that these products were labelled with the correct weight but contained far less than advertised.
It was also discovered that most beverages being sold through the same channels had expired. Soft drinks alarmingly accounted for roughly 60% of all expired goods. The investigation identified Mbare as a key source of underweight products.
So cartels in the suburb are reportedly buying from manufacturers, then repackaging with less content before selling to unsuspecting consumers to maximize profits. In an interview with the Sunday Mail, CPC chairperson Dr. Mtokosi Nkosi said the consumer watchdog was concerned by such practice.
Do you know what struck me as you were reading the story, Titch and Marissa, was that we always keep saying that it's cheaper downtown, right? We keep saying that to buy a product is cheaper downtown. This could be exactly why. Because it's cheaper downtown because they're selling a 2 kg, which is 1.5 kg, right, for the same price. And we think, oh, it's cheaper. Because we're never going to take a thing of sugar and go home and weigh it, are we? We just think, oh, it says 2 kg, it's 2 kgs.
But
we have trust. But they're ripping us off.
You know what I think, though? I think initially things were cheaper downtown and it was genuine. But I think because that mentality of always being on a hustle, that kind of crept in because they can see that more people are going downtown to get the stuff. So it's like, oh, let's take advantage of that and make a quick buck before we get caught.
And another thing, Marissa, is there's a lack of accountability with some of them, because half of them are not even registered with a city council.
Exactly.
They don't have any shop licenses. They don't have any standards that they're supposed to.
It's a wild west.
Yeah, it's a wild west.
Yeah, that's what it is. And you know, we've spoken about this so much, in that when you have that unregulated wild west mentality, the consumer suffers and they get rich. And I think it's that balance that we need to change. So I completely support some of the blitzes that are going on. However, again, you know, you're trying to blitz 80% of the market, yeah? And one thing that came through very clearly talking to some of these downtown shops, because we've done a lot of talking to them, of course, through the Mint and other business programs here on ZTN Prime, is that the level of corruption is huge. In terms of corruption, when people come and say, have you got your license? They pay them a few bucks.
Yeah.
Do you have this? You pay them a few bucks. What about environmental? Do you have fire escapes? They pay them a few bucks. Yeah. And unfortunately, that always catches up with us. And it caught up with us with the horrible fires and unnecessary deaths that happened and so forth. It's caught up with us with people living in downtown buildings where they should just be shops. It's caught up with us with rent and land and building barons. You know, and it's this madness that we need to get rid of. And honestly, the quicker that we put in place like a untouchable, uncorrupt blitz force that goes out there and nails these guys, because all this concept of fines, guys, sounds well and good, but honestly, if you fine me $100, I'm back on the street tomorrow, aren't I?
Yeah.
I mean, what's a deterrent? The trick should be deterrent rather than just a fine I can pay.
You're really right.
Konapo. Ipapo pa ZTN Prime. DSTV channel 294. The place to be.